as an introduction, you're obviously director of your company is called Cats Are Not Peas, which I've always wondered where that came from, and I thought it must have just been. In fact, let's start with that. Was it just like, oh, people are never going to forget that, or is there
Yeah.
something else behind Cats Are Not Peas?
It's so funny. I've told so many different variations of the story about why the company's called that, that at this point, I'm sure there's about 10 different versions. The real genuine answer is that when I was a student at university, one of the crap jobs that I did to pay my way was working in the library, just like putting books back. But, I was a media kid. I was like a creative, and I was working in the science section. And at the time, I wasn't particularly interested in science, but it was kind of interesting to see the different kind of like titles, the different kind of subjects like in the science section. And one of the books was called Cats Are Not Peas. And I thought, oh my God, I've got to read that. Like, what's that about? Like, what a brilliant title. And so from that day, I just thought, if I ever have a company, I'm going to have to call it that, because it's the perfect, like you say, it's almost like the perfect marketing, even though I wasn't particularly interested in the subject of science and genetics back then, although I'm probably a little bit more that way inclined nowadays. It was one of those things where I was like, it made me want to pick the book up because it was such a good title. So that's the true story.
So you've proved that it works twice then as a memorable name. People remember your company and you remember that book. Yeah, Cats Are Not Peas sounds like some kind of like quantum science edition.
Well, I do like to almost think, when people ask, what does it mean though? Like cats not peas, I'm like, well, what does it mean? Cats are not peas. I mean, there is a philosophical take that cats are peas, really, when you think about it. If we talk on a atom or like a spiritual level, so it depends which way you want to take the conversation.